You're back with another one. This time we got top 10 anime betrayals, which I could have swore I already did this. Actually, let me make sure I didn't do it. This was not a request. If y'all were wondering, 10 anime betrayals. Nope, haven't done it. Main character, main character. Yep, nope, haven't done this video. Bet. So make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe. It's by VinnyTube. Let's go. Let's do it.
In a medium that's been around for so long and that's given us so many different tales, it's a given that anime will be chock full of betrayals. Some of the most well-known characters have that as a claim to fame, in fact. It's always a major turning point when that seemingly harmless guy turns out to be a super badass on the villain side. But the question is, which of the betrayals are the best? Honestly, that's a question that's impossible to answer given how different people's tastes are and how different the shows they've watched are. However, what I'll be going over today are the 10 betrayals that really stayed with me throughout the years. For me, these are some of the most memorable ones from the shows that I've watched, and I hope that you'll enjoy hearing about them. Naturally though, spoilers abound. Now, without further ado, let's start counting down the top 10 betrayals in anime. Let's start off with the Black Knight betraying Lelouch. As Code Geass starts moving towards the grand climax, we have one major wrench thrown in the way of our protagonists. In the midst of a high-tension episode, the stakes get pushed even higher when the Black Knights, out of all people, decide that betraying Lelouch is to the best of everyone's interests. In the episode aptly titled Betrayal, we see this scene unfold in a heart-wrenching manner, especially given the context. Code Geass is a series filled with mind games and people making sacrifices for a greater goal, a series filled with gambits of all sorts, and we see the intricacies of such dynamics at play in this episode. The whole sequence of events even cost us Rollo's life, and we now remember how much of a gut punch that death felt like.
I don't even remember who that is, bro. Maybe I need to watch Code Geass again. Rollo? I do remember the basic rules of the Geass, though. Like, you can only use it on someone one time. You complete control over them, so I guess they thought that they got Geassed when they really haven't.
Yes, is that impactful moments like this are a dime a dozen. This is barely the strongest moment in the show, in my opinion. It's a highlight for sure, but in probably a surprising take for many, I think that this is a moment that gets overshadowed by other revelations. Not because of itself, but because there are so many more amazing scenes and twists in the roller coaster of a series. Now, let's take a break before the next entry with our sponsor, Fiesta Online. If you're up for a 3D anime RPG...
they came in it straight away. They trying to get their bag. I got you.
Loads of move forward to Madoka Magica.
Okay.
Who else would the betrayer be than Kyubey itself? You know, the mummy death at episode 3 caught me off guard, but it wasn't in a whoa, this is one violent series way. It didn't quite blow my mind, despite a lot of people citing it as the moment that quickly changed the whole game. It's still a big moment regardless, but I found more emotional stakes when Kyubey revealed its plan all along. I'm sure some of you had an inkling that this cute alien thing is a villain, but leading them straight to their doom in a cruel cycle designed with maximum efficiency in mind, that certainly got me. And to add to that, Kyubey successfully defends its logic the whole time with a set of reasons that in a certain lens can actually be justified. Amazing. Just amazing. To be fair, I think that Homuru's scene at the end of Rebellion was just as big of a betrayal, but I felt that it was more of a betrayal in a meta sense. Hey, if not for the sudden sequel announcement a few months back, we'd be staring at a cliffhanger movie that doesn't have continuation in sight for half a decade and counting.
3 episodes, though? Is that really a betrayal? If they set up for 3 episodes and that's it? Is that even really a betrayal?
We proceed with another blockbuster with time travel shenanigans. Remember Moeka's reveal?
That's like me walking in, like, into a room, meeting a person, and be like, hey, you a cool dude. And then next day I come back, you a cool dude also. You still a cool dude. 3rd day, bro, you smoke? 4th day, I'm a cop. Get your hands up. You going to jail. That's like, bro, where's the... Did I really, build up that trust? I guess, kind of, but not really.
could have thought that Moeka was with Cern all along? Not me, and certainly not the characters when she gave her big reveal in a moment that will continue to haunt Steins Gate fans, but in horror and awe at how well the scene was executed in anime form. Seeing the
Me, I thought that. I thought she acted so weird when he was like called her talk like he was just like, "Hey, yeah, we figured it out." And she was acting weird. I was like, she part of CERN. I didn't say CERN specific. I was like, she a bad guy. I just, I was like, she a bad guy, straight up.
whole thing unfold was an experience by itself, and I think this moment is one of the peak highlights that the series has to offer. And Moeka
So I was not
tells us
surprised.
as her initial
I know it was like an
outlook
episode
for my
before, but I was just
suggestion.
like, bruh,
This is one battle
it's
for
obvious
woman,
now.
and she wastes no time showing off her chops. Poor Mayuri. What I like about this betrayal is that Moeka has quite a lot of sympathizers. That's what's so great about Steins Gate as an anime. It's really all a matter of perspective, and there's really no complete good or bad guy in the series. Despite all the despicable actions, if you look at Steins Gate and its writing, you can see that the whole world is grayer than you would have first thought.
Oh yeah, no, definitely with her specifically, she's not a bad guy. She's just being used by the bad guys.
Helsing
She was
finds its way
actually
to the
out of
left
her
with
mind.
Walter's betrayal.
Like, it was crazy.
Talk about a slow burn leading to a big reveal. We can't tell when Walter's defection to Millennium really started, but we all know that it's in there, simmering, getting ready until it finally leads to the big moment. Anyone expected Walter to be the guy who allowed the Valentine brothers to infiltrate Helsing HQ? I didn't. I certainly didn't expect him to be Alucard's final enemy in the OVA, but the foreshadowing is there. It's been there all along. Ultimately, his fear of becoming old and useless takes precedence and pushes Walter to do what he does. Apparently, the only way to overcome that would be to defeat Alucard, something that didn't end up too well for him. There's light at the end of the tunnel, though. They say that redemption equals death, and we can see that with the finale of Walter's journey. As he meets his end, we once again see the nice guy underneath.
See, that's one thing that I didn't understand when watching the Team 4-Star version, because I haven't watched the original Hellsing. I've only watched the Team 4-Star, but that turn came out of nowhere because he was just not involved in the show at that point. So I was just like, oh, okay, Walter, and then it was just like Walter, and I was just like, Walter. I was mad confused. I was like, Walter, really? Out of everybody, Walter? But it is what it is. I guess that's what I get for not watching the actual show.
One Piece is such a long run that it might seem difficult to pick a moment from it.
Oh, vampires from anime though, I don't mess with it. Ever since I watched Vampire Knight, if there's a vampire in the show, I'm a lot less likely to watch the show.
No, seriously. If you ask most of the One Piece fans what the biggest betrayal the series has to offer, they'd likely go for the CP9 reveal. It doesn't have as much strength now with the power of hindsight, but boy was it big back then. People now still remember how they thought Gaku would be joining the squad. Oh, how wrong they were. CP9 really bided their time. They waited and they waited, and once the opportunity presented itself, they struck, and no one, especially Iceberg, saw it coming. Imagine your closest circle all the way to one of your closest assistants being a spy all along. It was a conspiracy for the ages, and it rocked the entire One Piece community. Will it continue to hold its spot as the biggest One Piece betrayal all the way to the future? Who knows? I know there are already some contenders, but the CP9 reveal will always be memorable to me.
I don't think there were many betrayals in One Piece. People were pretty straightforward, honestly. They're just like, I'm not on your side. That's pretty straightforward.
Rachel's betrayal comes to mind. Imagine you're a guy who really sims so hard for this girl. To reunite with this friend of yours, you take the unimaginable first step and scale a tower of terrors. A tower full of dangers and tests, and you could find yourself succumbing to the horrors within every passing moment. That's how Balm felt, and that's how the story of Tower of God kicks off. Now, unreciprocated feelings hurt, right? When Balm finally reunites with Rachel inside the tower, and after all that he did for her in their brief time together, she drops the shocking revelation. You have to die here. Heartbreaking words to hear when you get pushed to your death. and that's right after barely surviving a fight to the death. It must hurt, but on the bright side, it's situations like this that awaken the strongest character developments and changes in worldview.
Women could be tricky. They could be
Trying to kill a
tricky.
person
Just
who loved you is bad enough. How about
Mm.
entire clan paging Itachi Uchiha?
Can we really count this now that we know? Because if you know, you
It's
know.
already a
But if
given
you
that most
don't,
people who are
you
fans
know.
of Naruto already know of the
But I'm pretty sure
Uchiha
most people know.
massacre. It's one of the hallmark moments of the series that serve as Sasuke's main motivation in defeating his brother. What kickstarted Sasuke's road for
We also, this looks so dusty. Look, like now, just this looks so dusty, bro. This is what used to be great anime back in 2003. Well, just look at it now. Like this looks so blurry and just like dusty. Like, bro.
absolute power was his brother's betrayal and subsequent massacre of their clan. It's an even more amazing moment to see play out in anime form. With Toby by his side, Itachi began the killings and he left no one alive. No one except his brother, who's not even spared from the tortures of the Tsukuyomi. What I liked about this betrayal, however, is the eventual revelation that it's not as bad of a betrayal as it was initially portrayed. Part of me still finds it hard to justify what Itachi did, but rest assured, he's not a completely evil guy for doing it.
I don't know. This doesn't feel like a betrayal to me. I don't know why. Like a betrayal is a direct backstab. Like he betrayed his clan, yes, but like he really didn't, because he was, his clan was really. But I'm not gonna get into it. If you haven't seen Naruto, one of my close friends watches my videos and he has not gotten to the point to know, so I'm not going to spoil it for him.
We move on from one shonen betrayal to another that I feel is an even bigger surprise at third place. Aizen.
Aizen, I never saw that coming. I legit thought he was dead, and then all of a sudden he came back and I was like, what? And then he stabbed her. I was like, what?
I felt that it was genius. Even now, the moment still holds up, and the way the Soul Society arc ended with this betrayal just feels so right, so perfect even. In the whole arc, we're led to believe that Gin was the villain captain in Soul Society. Having gone his way to kill Aizen and nearly do so with other Shinigami officers, all eyes are on this sly snake, and he completely looks the part too. It turns out the mastermind all along was the soft-spoken and intelligent captain who acted like a father to his men. Aizen then proceeds to own everyone before finally escaping, giving us this iconic shot that's defined much of Bleach during its early years. Overall,
He even slicked back the hair. He was, yep, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. He took off the glasses. He's like, yeah. He went from this, like, hey, I'm a nerd. I do my thing. I respect my thing. To, I'm slaying your daughter. What you gonna do about it? Like, how he gonna go from that to that? You're like, yeah, I'm a nice guy. I'm chill. I'm take your daughter out on a date. To, man, I got about 6 hoes waiting for me. Your daughter just one of them. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Oh, I went too far.
the setup's great, the execution's great, and the swerve was handled well enough. In second place, I'm gonna go for Reiner and Bertolt.
This right here is where everything started to click together for me. So, like, even, bro, y'all remember the point where they were, it was Reiner and I think, like, Bertolt and I think somebody else was there who doesn't know. I think it was Historia, who doesn't know that she's, like, who doesn't know that they're Titans. But Reiner was like, he was like, dang, we're gonna have to. And then Bertolt's like, wait, hold, let's see how this plays out. Or one of the other ones. I don't know who specifically did it, but someone was gonna bite themselves and like reveal that they're a Titan. But then they're like, whoa, calm down. And then like that was the most subtle foreshadowing that I didn't understand until after this scene. Like, that was wonderful. And like foreshadowing, the king of foreshadowing is One Piece. But now it's gotten to the point to where I know so much about One Piece, and when I see the foreshadowing, I'm like, oh, that's where it's from. But this show was completely fresh, so I was just like, wow.
Remember those big, burly titans that are so iconic due to the role they played at the start of the story. What if I told you they're actually some of the best mentors and brother figures Eren could have within the ranks? Annie was but a preview. The reveal of Reiner and Bertolt being some of the most important titans, narratively speaking, was something that completely turned the characters' worlds upside down. What made this moment shine for me was just how well it was executed in anime form. You can feel the tension building up as the two are on the roof with Eren and they start to talk. You know that something big's about to happen and you don't want to accept it, but they just keep going on. Then the music hits a crescendo, and even though you want to deny it, the inevitable happens and all hell breaks loose. This is truly a moment that showcases the excellence that is the Attack on Titan anime. It blew my mind in manga form, but the anime just took the moment up an entire notch and gave me an experience that I will never forget.
Bruh. I'm not gonna lie, like Reiner became very much one of my favorite characters. I didn't like him at first, but Reiner, like, he just kept growing on me, and I really enjoyed it. Especially the scene where they turned. Like, bro, it was, oh my gosh. And then now in the last season, the first part, I haven't seen the second part yet. Don't spoil. The last season, which I probably should just watch today. Pretty sure it's already dubbed. Just whoo, he's more sympathetic. He's like, I didn't want to do this. like I didn't want to do none of this. I just wanted to chill, have a relaxing life with my family. I don't know if he even said that like directly, but you know what I mean.
As a tough call between second and first, but I'm firmly with Griffith's Betrayal
Ooh,
for #1.
yeah, okay, that makes sense. I can't even like say anything bigger.
If you thought Aizen and the Reiner Bertolt reveal were game changers, wait till you see what Berserk has to offer. How could any Berserk fan forget this moment? Good betrayals have to be game changers that turn the whole perspective of a show upside down. The strongest betrayals come from our protagonist's dearest allies, and for Guts, I could only imagine how it felt to be betrayed by the leader of the Band of Falcon himself. The most iconic moment in the eclipse comes when Griffith finally succumbs to his emotions and gives rise to the Lord of Darkness. Femto's descent is met with rightful fright from both the characters and the audience. The whole sequence is the stuff of nightmares, and we all know how screwed Guts and Casca would have been had it not been for Skull Knight's timely arrival. Even though most Berserk adaptations were pretty underwhelming, I feel the movie adapted the eclipse really well. The 2016 series was a disgrace in terms of animation.
Dang.
One, even with all the CGI, I thought was done pretty well.
Dang.
So which betrayal impacted you the most?
Nah, bro. There was one betrayal that like stood out, and I just had it in my head, and I'm so mad because I just forgot it. It was like, bro, I'm gonna see if I can just go back through. There's one anime that like Full Metal. It was Full Metal. It was Full Metal. Would y'all count this as a betrayal? But Fear Bradley being homunculus, would that be? Is that, you guys count that as a betrayal? Now that I said it out loud, it's like I don't think that's really betrayal, but like it could be. It could have been on this list because some of these were kind of weak. Like the the three episode one, that was kind of weak. The Walter, that was kind of weak. CP9 was cool because there wasn't really that many betrayals in One Piece. It was cool, but I think I'm biased. Itachi was kind of weak. Aizen was good. Yeah, so out of any of those three, I'm pretty sure, I'd prefer one of those to be swapped out. But I hope y'all enjoy. Like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.